What's going on, everybody? My name is Zach Hartley and welcome back to another weekly watch list video. In this one, I'm going to share with you how I feel about the market conditions and some of the big economic events that just happened, and then we're going to dive into the stocks at the top of my watch list going into the week ahead. So let's jump right in. Okay, so I was a little bit worried going into this week, as you could probably tell from last week's watch list, but it turned out to be an absolutely amazing week with 5 strong green days and good volume. As you can see on the NASDAQ, we went from the bottom of the channel to the top of the channel. We do have a little bit of resistance right now, so it will be interesting to see what happens next week. But that was probably the best week we could have asked for. When we look at the S&P 500, it's the same thing. We broke back above our previous low. We had 5 strong green candles, and now we are testing some resistance. And the Dow Jones, it looks like we might have even broke out of that resistance. Again, 5 good green candles. Very strong week in basically all of our indices. And if you look at the VIX, obviously, as you can see, the volatility went down. The worry in the market went down, the concern and the risk in the market went down, and so the VIX went down as well. When it comes to Bitcoin, we did go up just a little bit, but it was pretty choppy trading, pretty much sideways for the last 2 weeks. Everybody is waiting and hinged on this ETF, and I have a long-term position in Bitcoin. I am slightly worried, though, that this might be the case of buy the rumor, sell the news, and especially if this doesn't happen, I think we're going to see the price of Bitcoin fall back down. So that's not going to be good. Overall, though, I hope it does happen, and if it does happen, I am positioned to make some good money on it. So I'm excited about that. If you want to see any of my positions, I post everything in Discord chat, and the link is in the description to this video for that. West Texas Intermediate Crude, this one is super interesting. As you can see, we've been basically trading sideways and choppy for the last month now, pretty much all of October. And it's just competing factors right now between global economies and conflicts around the world. We've just got competing factors that are driving the supply and demand forces of natural gas and oil. When it comes to lithium, like I said, I'm watching this one closely. I'm putting a couple of lithium companies on my radar. I'm starting to profile a couple of lithium companies because as of right now, we've got a double bottom right here. It looks like we've got some good support, and the price of lithium is starting to flatten out. I am watching it because when it goes back up, I want to buy in and kind of ride that wave back up because I think over the long term, we are going to see an increase in demand for that product. Now, when it comes to earnings, we have gone through most of earnings. We've still got maybe 2 weeks left of earnings. We got a little bit left, so we're not out of the water yet. We've got some exciting companies coming out this week. I do think there's an error in this, though. This is from Earnings Whisper, and they have Berkshire Hathaway reporting earnings before the market opens on Monday, but they already reported earnings. So I don't think we'll see them on Monday. We will see Uber and Celsius and Rivian and Upstart on Tuesday. We'll see Roblox and AMC and Disney and Twilio and Marathon all on Wednesday. And then on Thursday, we've got Plug and Unity. And on Friday, we've got Algonquin and a couple of others. And so it's going to be an exciting week. No massive names coming out this week. Probably Uber and maybe AMC and Rivian being the big ones. But it's going to be an exciting week. When it comes to market conditions, last week we had a lot going on. The Federal Reserve in the United States paused their rates, so kind of in line with the same decision that Canada made. So Canada and the United States both paused rates in the last 2 weeks here. We did see some data about softening labor conditions, which is actually good because we've had extremely low unemployment. And so we do want to have a little bit more unemployment because that will bring inflation down and it will make kind of a more competitive labor market so that employers aren't struggling to hire people. Now, in general, we have had a pretty good earnings season for a lot of companies so far. It has been a little bit volatile, especially to start, but a lot of the banks did fairly well. A lot of the tech companies did fairly well. And so nothing crazy here. It was a good earnings season. SBF just got convicted. The guy that ran the FTX crypto exchange, he was just convicted of fraud, and it looks like he's going to spend a long time in jail. And AI just continues to be the hot trend in the market. And next week we've got CPI data coming out, and so that will give us kind of a good idea of what we can expect going into the end of the year, especially with regards to the Fed and the Bank of Canada decisions. Now, I touched on this last week. GICs, also high interest savings accounts, and ETFs are all paying out like 4, 5, 6%, almost risk-free. So if you're looking for cash flow, if you're looking for safety, if you're looking for yield, I've built a spreadsheet. I will put it in the link in the description down below. It compares all the different GICs and high interest savings accounts, and I'm soon going to be working on ETFs and credit cards. If you want access to that, link is in the description. But stocks this week. First of all, Udemy. I have lost money on Udemy in like 3 different trades now. It has been a bit of a struggle for me on the swing trading side, but I like the company. I believe in the company. I think what they're doing is great. And now when I don't have a position, the stock just gapped up by over 30%. They had a good earnings they just posted. They raised their guidance, I believe. And so now I'm watching to see if they can break out of 13. I'm basically watching to see if this momentum continues because I do like the company long term. So Udemy, watching very closely. Drone Delivery Canada, I have a position in this company. I got in right here at 25 cents. I think we're trading at 27 cents right now. We're up 8%, but I am watching this one closely. It could turn around very easily. But what I'm watching for is a breakout of this resistance level right here and a continued bounce off of these support levels at 21 and 23 cents. And so if that happens next week, my game plan is to add to the position because I do like the company long term. And I think right now, for what the company is doing and what they've developed, it's sitting at a reasonable price. I also like that other companies in the drone industry are starting to really do well. Lilium was up by like 10 or 15% the other day. And if you look at this chart, like this is sort of what you look for in swing trading. We've crossed above our moving averages. We have 3 out of 4 very strong green candles where we are finishing high at the close. We have volume increasing. We have MACD going positive. We've got catalysts in the industry right now, and a lot of drone companies around the world are slowly making progress on the regulatory front. And so some exciting things here happening in the drone world right now. When it comes to technology, like I said before, some companies had a very, very good quarter. Microsoft had a pretty good quarter, and they are now breaking out through previous resistance here around 350, and they are now going to be testing their all-time high at 366. This is a good company. They're going to be here long term. They continue to grow. Microsoft is one that if you're looking for an add to your long-term portfolio, this is one that I would consider, especially if we see that breakout and a continuation. Lastly here is Alibaba. I've talked about Alibaba before. I've made a couple trades. I've done okay on Alibaba, and as of right now, I'm super interested. The stock has bounced off of $80 once right here, 2, 3, almost 4 times right here. We have risen up to 105, come back down to 80. Now we are breaking out of resistance. We're breaking out of this trend. We're crossing above our moving averages. We had good volume on Friday, and I like Alibaba for the bounce off of support. The stock is also down majorly from its all-time highs. And so Alibaba, 10 cent, I'm starting to get pretty interested in that little niche of the world. Now, if you're interested in learning how to identify, analyze, and trade stocks like this, I have tons of content on Skillshare. It is completely free. It's well worth the time, and you get 1 month completely free access to the entire platform. If you sign up with the link in the description to this video, you'll get access to my day trading course, my options course, my dividend course, and stock market fundamentals, which is a 10-hour course that teaches you everything you need to know to get started in the markets. If you're interested in anything like that, definitely check it out. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.